Hi, my name is Natalia Echeverri, and I am pleased to offer this option studio, Urban Waters and Urban Nature, recalibrating socio-ecological relationships in Still Creek's watershed. A city's sustainability and its green indices are assessed by statistical averages and fit to predetermined narratives. As designers, we should look beyond these generalisms to reveal the alternative futures emerging from divergent sites. In the bland and inoffensive renderings of development applications, or in the uncompromising specifications of a habitat restoration, meaning and values are in flux, and a deeper design discourse is needed. This is the territory of design and the subject of this studio. The work in the studio will be animated by three spatial conceptual themes: fragmentation, displacement, and assemblage. These terms are each linked to ecological processes in the context of urbanization, but we will also consider how these terms carry social and political dimensions. Fragmentation refers to the patchiness of habitat as a result of disturbance and subtraction. Fragments are isolated and their processes interrupted. But fragmentation may also contain important reserves of diversity, increased edge effect, and distributed risk resilience. Displacement is additive, involving the intentional or unintentional relocation of species, habitats, or ecological processes from the outside into new areas. Ecological displacement is often linked with invasive species and destabilized ecosystems, but the concept may also be applied to heterogeneous landscapes and novel urban ecosystems. The work of artists Yang Wang Princeton and Maria Teresa Alves are important references portraying the intentional displacement of trees to populate urban expansion and the unintentional displacement of wild seeds in the soil ballast of historic oceanic trade. Assemblage describes the dynamic and continuous interplay between humans and non-human organisms, materials and technologies, and natural processes. From the ecological perspective, assemblages are composed of multiple agencies and contain flexible and open-ended strategies capable of engaging existing and future systems. Our site is within the Still Creek watershed and set against recent approved Rupert Reforestation Area Plan. Still Creek, its flows confined and redirected, is one of the only two partially day-lit streams in Vancouver. A fragment within a large stormwater management system, Still Creek and similar areas in Vancouver have sponsored imaginaries of green infrastructure and sustainable urban regeneration, but these narratives ignore substantial ecological challenges, socio-political externalities, and community initiatives embedded in these projects. The studio seeks to critique existing development plans and develop new frameworks to guide future scenarios for the industrialized watershed and its inhabitants, whether human or non-human, existing or potential. The first project, Flood Forest Flats, examines a range of nature development discourses as evidence in the wide range of text and media. These discourses should intersect with our site, but may also be driven by national and international spheres of influence. The studio draws on Matthew Gandhi's definition of urban ecological imaginaries, which animate material and ecological dynamics towards critical and projective expressions. In the second project, Traversing the Creek, students will create a series of annotated sections along Still Creek. The site's temporal states, physical processes, key ecological relationships, and habitat corridors will be documented through fieldwork and observation methods. Finally, students will develop design interventions on a specific site or set of sites within the Rupert Reforestation Development Area. These interventions will propose a new assemblages of nature, community, and environmental processes, and project alternative visions for living with nature in Vancouver. So let me end with a quick introduction about myself. I am deeply interdisciplinary, as my education, research, and professional career have been woven together with architecture planning and landscape at multiple scales. I live in Hong Kong for the last 15 years, where I owned a landscape practice focused on ecological restoration and cultural landscapes. This studio is related to some of my research in Hong Kong and teaching. in Hong Kong U, where I focus on the intersection of landscape systems and urban development pressures. In particularly, I have been interested in the discourse about ecology, nature in the city, and how these ideas are realized in the face of social, economic, technical resistance. So I'm very much looking forward to meeting you all this fall.